Related word.
Free association between two mentally ill individuals with no socks on.
I know.
You're around a lot of people throwing up?
I have a lot of like stories where there's people around me vomiting.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying like you only puke publicly for the attention. You're like, this is how I get everybody to pay attention.
Everyone's looking. Yeah. I feel it's like the perfect time to go home.
Yeah.
Right when they'll miss you because they got so much of you.
That's the best way to leave a party early is just throw up and be like, I puked.
Man.
That's why I always have a pocket of wet oatmeal in my pocket in case I need to pretend to throw up to leave a party.
Sorry, guys, gotta go.
Yeah.
You saw what happened.
Yeah. Oh, God. Every time I think of throw up, I have one visual in my brain from throwing up in my old apartment in Boston.
Yeah.
Like when I was a kid. And I like run in and it looked like tomato soup.
Was this like the first time you remember it happening?
I don't know if it was the first time, but I just remember...
Your first memory is a vomit memory?
I
That's
vomited
cool.
into Sentience. No, actually...
I'm alive, and I'm a separate thought and human.
Yeah, I know.
Or whatever. Consciousness is what I meant.
I wonder if I got conscious and then puked because I was feeling conscious.
Yeah, because you were changing so much.
I'm like, what? I look in a mirror, I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah. Every time a kid goes from not having theory of mind to having theory of mind, they puke. Just like every time you step on a crack, an angel loses their wings. It's all the same.
What?
It's all connected.
I've never heard that. Isn't it every time a bell rings?
I don't know.
An angel gets its wings?
It's not important enough to me to remember the detail, so I just mixed up two different.
You know what puking into consciousness reminds me of? That dog that like learned all the buttons.
Oh, yeah.
The dog that learned all the buttons, there was this like one, it's actually kind of sad.
Give me food, bitch.
Okay, not that one.
Not that one.
That's a different button dog.
That's a dog who hasn't truly learned.
I know, yeah.
But the owner feels like they deserve that kind of treatment.
I know, yeah. Imagine making just only mean buttons for your dog.
Yeah.
But the one dog that like, her name's Bunny and she learned all the buttons. There's one video of her like looking in a mirror and being like, who? And then the owner's like, that's you, Bunny, and then presses the button like, you, Bunny, you, like, and then the dog is like, and then after that, the dog had to go on antidepressants.
Whoa!
Now they said to give the dog SSRIs.
And they can't see mirrors anymore.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Can't be too aware of yourself. They can't be in a Zoom call with a camera on them showing themselves.
Yeah, the dog can't be in a Zoom call. Welcome to Worthless Clowns.
Welcome to Worthless Clowns. Welcome. Like I'm hosting a party.
Like you're hosting. That's what you do when people come in for a party. You're like, welcome.
It's like I'm hosting a party and I like rehearse my lines because I don't do it often. And I really am trying to make friends. Welcome to Worthless Clowns.
It's a podcast
like
about
this.
how stupid we all are. I'm sorry, I had a coffee, so I'm going to be annoying. My name's Ali O'Neill. You can follow me on Instagram.
Oh, sorry. God.
Don't step on my
I interrupted
lines.
you.
You can follow me on Instagram at It's Ali O'Neill.
It's my turn now.
Dude, we're doing great, dude. We're doing fucking
I'm Brittany
great.
Cardwell. You can follow me at Brittany Cardwell. Follow the pod at Worthless Clowns and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
YouTube channel where you can see
We're
my
close
new
to
haircut.
100 now.
Yeah, we almost
You
have
see
100 subscribers.
Yeah.
And we're hitting numbers on the episodes, but we don't have a lot of retention.
No.
There's 4 people in the comments being like, I love you guys.
Love
and
you
they're
guys,
the ones.
but only for 10 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, God. How are you?
I'm good.
How's your day?
I got my nails done.
Sick.
Toenails. I'm leaving my fingernails like shit because I'm going away and it's like, what's the point?
Yeah.
My family's going to see this.
Can I see your
I don't
toenails?
care. Yeah. Actually, I was thinking
I'll
about
blur it. I'll blur it in the video.
No, I was
Orange.
thinking like orange. Yeah.
That's pretty sick.
Thank you. I was thinking about leaving my, like, what if we leave our socks off one day and we see how our views change?
Yeah. I'll do it.
Okay, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Ooh, she's got red.
I always
Check
have
out
red.
the YouTube.
And then I'll sit like this.
Let's find out how many of you guys
I feel
are
like a frog.
disgusting. Yeah. Anyway, while I was getting my nails done, I sat down and this girl next to me was like, "Ooh, those are pretty colors." Like I was a child.
You were a kid.
Yeah. And then I was like, oh yeah, blah, blah, blah. And then
Oh no, it's not the same. This
I
one's
was
more
like,
yellow.
yeah. I was like, oh, what color are you getting? And she said she was doing like French tip. She's like, I was thinking like retro or whatever.
Retro. French tips are retro?
I don't know. It doesn't matter. The point is, I sat down and I was like, and then we stopped talking and I was like, was she trying to be my friend? And then we were next to each other for a long time and I was like, should I have kept talking to her?
And you were like, welcome.
Welcome. So I felt all anxious sitting next to her for like 30 minutes. I was like, I don't know. It feels like I can't relax.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, was I supposed to keep talking? Does she want to be friends?
Was I supposed to keep talking?
But then she got really picky about her nail polish with the technician.
Yeah. I love that they're
was
called
like,
nail technicians.
Yeah.
Because it sounds like they work on air conditioners.
Yeah, it does. She kept making the lady redo one toenail over and over and over to get it perfect.
It was a power trip.
And I was like, we would never be friends.
Yeah, you're like, good thing I didn't talk to that fraud.
I was like relieved that we didn't talk.
Yeah.
And like exchange any information.
Yeah.
Because I got to see how she was.
Dude, imagine if you gave her your number because you became friends and then you saw her do that.
Mm-hmm.
That would have sucked. That would have
sucked.
Sucked eggs.
Yeah, so.
I love saying suck eggs.
Dodged a bullet there. You got your haircut. Looks good.
I got my haircut today. I love my fucking hairdresser.
It looks beautiful.
Thank you. I love my hairdresser.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh my God, I keep spilling all over myself. This is like the second time I've spilled in the 5 minutes of this pod. I'm gonna be all wet and sticky.
Well, you love your hairdresser because...
I love my hairdresser. She's so fun to talk to. Like, the first time I got my hair cut by her, she was cutting my hair, and like, I was looking at her, and I was looking at both of us in the mirror, not just her. And like, she
equally back and forth.
Yeah, and I was like...
Like you're watching a tennis game. You're just like,
yeah.
Oh yeah, it is up and down though.
Yeah.
All right.
And like she was cutting my hair, and then I saw her look at her Apple Watch and like go like roll her eyes like really big, and I was like, who was that? And then she's like, oh my God, girl, this fucking guy, he only hits me up at 3 a.m. and now he's texting me right now, and I'm like, what the fuck do you want? And then like, I love being a woman. I think I was saying this last night. I love being a woman because like that's all it takes to be friends.
That's true, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's like men are trash.
Yeah.
And then like, and it's always so fun. And also she kept like, she never usually does this. She kept like hitting me by accident, like poking me in the eye. And I was like, dude, I'm gonna make you guys some merch that's like, I got a black eye at Loose Cuts BK and all I got was this dumb t-shirt.
That's good.
She's like, I'm sorry, I promise I'm not trying to punch you. And I'm like, did I say something?
Man, you hear lots of horror stories about people getting their ears cut and stuff. Mostly guys.
What do you mean
think.
a lot of horror stories? I've never heard
You've never
before.
heard this? Guys getting like a trim?
You're thinking about Van Gogh.
Yeah. And I just think about it over and over and over, like, and I mistake
bad haircut, huh?
I'm like, it happens a lot. The stats, because I think about it a lot.
This would be like an edgy shirt that's sold on like E-Bombs World, which would have a picture of Van Gogh and be like, bad haircut. Dude, bad haircut would be a good name of a band.
Yeah.
But I've never heard of that happening.
I feel like I've heard stories like that a lot, but it's usually at a really bad place, like Supercuts or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's always guys because you're close to the ears.
Yeah, no, true. Yeah. I've never sustained an injury from a haircut, except for all the black eyes that I got. Black eyes. I hate when I say...
I even heard it the other way.
Yeah, when I say black eye, like I have this story about like the only time I blacked out is I woke up with a black eye. And then it sounds like I say, I blacked out and then I woke up with a black guy.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, you can't change it around either. You can't be like, and I woke up with an eye that was black and stuff around it.
Yeah.
And people will be like, you mean a black eye?
And I'm like,
black guy.
Yeah. I'm like, I woke up with a black eye and somebody's like, you mean African American? I love when people call something black that's like not like related to race at all, and I'm just like, you mean African American? It's one of my favorite things to do. Oh God. Oh, also, I bought a plant because I had time in between my haircut and this pod, and I was on the train. You've never heard this story before.
No.
I was on the train, and I had my headphones in. You're doing great, sweetie.
I'm listening and I'm processing new information.
I was on the train.
My
and
brain's going like, oh, it's all new. Anyway, tell your story. Tell your story that I'll find out about soon.
I was on the train, and are you gonna let me fucking finish, bro?
Yeah.
And I was standing and holding the pole, and then the guy sitting in front of me had my headphones in. The guy sitting in front of me, he gestured at my plant and was like, good plant. Because I had my headphones in, and then your acting is fantastic. And then
actually, I didn't laugh at that last time I heard it. Now I'm like, oh, I should have laughed at that.
And then I still had my headphones in, and he was like, what kind of plant is it? Like, he gestured and then mouthed it. Yeah. He was like, what kind of plant is it? And then I took out my headphones, and I was like, oh, yeah, I don't fucking know what kind of plant it is. And he's like, probably spinach. And then I was just like, yeah, it's spinach.
And this plant, it's got big dark green leaves like spinach, but it's obviously not spinach. It's
not spinach.
And he meant it too? It wasn't like...
I couldn't tell.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell if he meant
He didn't laugh or smirk or anything after?
He was like, it's probably spinach.
That's how I would tell after knowing about that from conversations I had.
Dude, this plant behind you, probably spinach.
Yeah, this is probably... This does look like spinach a little bit.
This is probably spinach. This is definitely spinach.
It's
spinach, but that's gone bad in the fridge.
It's got sunburned.
Yeah. Everything is spinach.
Yeah.
Oh, God. That plant, spinach.
Yeah.
It's all spinach.
That's funny. Was he flirting? Is that flirting?
I don't know, because...
Is any kind of talking flirting?
Well, I thought that, because, usually people who are trying to flirt with you on the train will find any excuse to talk to you. Mm-hmm. But then after he was like, it's probably spinach. And I was like, yeah. He was like, stop talking to me. And then I had to stand there facing him, holding the pole for 3 more stops.
I wonder if he just needed closure about what kind of plant it was.
Yeah.
And him saying it out loud, even though it's completely wrong, was enough for him. And he's like, okay, I feel good now. And it had nothing to do with talking to a lady.
He was like, ugh, I have to tell her it's spinach. It's so funny.
He's like a trivia guy.
To say any plant is spinach. You go into a forest, you're like, why is this spinach so tall?
Spinach is tall and it's got long arms.
You go into the desert and you're like, God, this spinach is sharp.
Yeah.
You're like,
this spinach has pretty little things all over it.
Yeah.
It's like a flower plant.
You're like, wow, I can't believe this spinach is so flat and wide. It's a lawn.
This spinach keeps barking at me. You learn one thing and you think you're done with the world.
Yeah, you're like, why are all those kids getting on that big yellow spinach? I love the shiny spinach in the sky.
It's just default thing you see.
The guy who thinks everything is spinach. Oh, God. He's like, I love that spinach I married in 1994, but now she's kind of annoying and got a little fatter.
Yeah. Now she's expressing grievances about my spinaches, which are my, oh God,
which are your flaws?
I was thinking parents, but I didn't like.
I know, yeah, you have to be really specific about what kind of spinach it is.
Yeah, you do. You have to put details in that make people go, oh, it's
that's
bus.
Spinach. It's a bus. That spinach you're talking about, it's a bus.
Oh, it's a guy who plays basketball. It's not spinach.
Yeah. You mean the president?
Yeah.
Oh, God. You got a stupid story for us?
Yeah. Can I tell you about this show, though, last night?
Oh, yeah.
So I did Live from Outer Space, and it was fun. Mm-hmm. But the guy who went up before me was talking so fast that I felt like I was high. Yeah. I felt like there's something wrong with me.
Yeah.
And it sounded like a YouTube video sped up to 1.5 speed.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you think he was nervous or do you think he just talked like that?
I think he just talks like that. I didn't know him. I've never seen him before.
There's a lot of people on Live from Outer Space that I've literally never seen before.
Yeah. But man, he was going so fast that I felt like I was crazy, and I felt like I was going up next too, so I couldn't think of any of my bits. I was trying to be like, what's my plan? What's my plan?
Yeah.
And I couldn't hear my own thoughts at all. And then he
went up and went, wow, that guy talks fast.
Yeah.
And then you got off stage because you couldn't remember any of your jokes.
I really couldn't. I felt like I was going to scream. I was like so overstimulated.
You felt like you were going to
I felt like I was going to scream. I was getting really mad.
What a hilarious reaction to somebody talking fast.
Yeah. Yeah, it was crazy. I do have a stupid story. All right. God, I've been so indecisive lately.
Dude, I fucking love putting my vape in the butt of my knee.
Yeah, it's all sweaty in there too.
It's real wet. But
My
it goes in real
legs.
easy because it's all lubed.
Yeah. My legs are super sweaty right now.
Dude, I fucking got up from the vinyl chair at the hairdresser and there was a puddle. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. And she's like, it's okay, it's hot. And I was like, no.
Did you make her feel your ass afterwards? Like you make me feel your ass?
Every time. No. I'm like, we've been talking for an hour. You can feel my ass.
Yeah. That's all it takes. Go on a date with Ali.
Yeah, dude. That's all. You talked to me for an hour. Oh, also, I was getting my hair cut. And you know how they like wash your hair and give you a head massage?
Yeah.
I was like, this is
love
what
that.
Betty must feel like.
That's the main reason I go, oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Do you massage Betty's big head?
All the time. And it's her favorite thing. Like you rub her head and she's like,
oh, I
she, like,
massaged
closes
her
her
head.
eye.
We have that video.
she loves getting her head massaged. And I'm like, dude, this is what it feels like being a dog.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Sorry,
okay.
yeah, the show.
I'm gonna. No,
Oh,
I'm
that
done
was
with
the whole
show.
thing.
Do you want to tell your story first, and then I'll decide. I've been very indecisive. It's been bad.
I keep talking about my dead mom, and this is another dead mom story.
Hey.
So fucking buckle up.
Welcome.
That's what Satan said at the gates of hell when my mom got there.
He's actually pleasant, but the conditions there are not.
Yeah, I know. It's
Which makes it worse.
Satan is just
Contrast.
Satan is just the GM at a really mismanaged restaurant.
Yeah. He's actually really trying to make it suitable for people.
Yeah.
Like it's just never
And he's like,
works
I'm so
out.
sorry. I am just swamped.
Yeah. There's nothing evil about him. He's just trying to work with like really difficult.
Dude, he's just overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Satan is just overwhelmed. He's
Poor
like,
guy.
sorry, I'm a little frazzled. We've been trying to fix this leak for months.
Yeah.
But the landlord won't respond to me. Sorry, there's fire
And
everywhere.
every so often he does yell, but it's only because he's overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And that's when people call him evil.
Yeah.
We figured it
Dude,
out.
he got such a bad rap.
Yeah.
I'm saying my mom's in hell not because she was a bad lady, but because she was cool. By the way. Anyway, so okay. So after my mom died, my two aunts came over, and they are my aunts' names are Mookie and Mare.
Oh yeah.
Mookie is the one with no teeth, and
Mhm.
Mare is the mean nurse who's shaped like a barrel.
Does Mayor have the shape like a barrel? You mean like spinach?
She's a barrel of spinach, dude.
Dude, is Mayor the one that has the bug tattoo?
Yes, she's the one with the
okay.
Bibbit tattoo.
Yeah.
It's
It's a dragonfly, right?
Yeah, dragonfly. And she also has no eyebrows. Mookie has no teeth, and Mare has no eyebrows.
Because of plucking or just?
Because of plucking.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she recently got them microbladed on.
Mm-hmm.
But I would pluck my eyebrows when I was like a teenager, and my mom would be like, make sure you don't overpluck them. You
Yep.
look like Mare. Like every time she wanted me to not do something like bad,
Yeah.
she'd be like, you're going to end up like one of my brothers or sisters.
Yeah. Or Princess Diana.
Yeah, or Princess Diana.
Better wear your seatbelt. You know what happened to Princess Diana?
That's how they got her.
It was all just seatbelt.
I know. It was all just a seatbelt thing. But anyway, so we were going through like a bunch of pictures at my mom's house because we were like preparing for the funeral, and you know how they like put pictures up and whatever.
Yep.
Also, we cremated her, so she was in a box,
Mhm.
and so you need to like kind of have other things when there's no casket.
There needs to be other points of focus.
Yeah, so we got like a flower arrangement and then had her like box and then a bunch of pictures around it. And there's this one picture from her, like there was a bunch of pictures from her and my dad's wedding in like the like early 90s or whatever.
Yeah.
And first of all, there's one picture of her as a bride. Let me see if I can find it. A picture of her like in her wedding dress, and she looks like really upset. And then I was like, dude, I would fucking be upset if I had to
Because
marry
your dad
my...
was doing bunny impressions.
Yeah, I know.
Like he did the whole time I met him.
Yeah, I was
Plus
like,
other offensive impressions.
yeah. I was like, dude, I would be fucking upset if I had to marry my dad too. I can't find it. But anyway,
Okay.
there's a picture of my mom like in her wedding dress, and like it's like a beautiful day and she's outside and she's making a face like this. She's like really unhappy.
You mean she's squinting?
Well, yeah, but like she's like
Yeah.
she's making a face like ugh. And then there's a picture of my mom, all of her brothers and sisters, which is 8 of them.
Yeah.
And then my meme and my pop, which are my grandparents, and my mom's maid of honor were both of her sisters.
Yeah.
Also, for Mare's wedding, Mookie was her maid of honor, and for Mookie's wedding, Mare was her maid of honor. And then for my mom's wedding, both of them were her maid of honor. It's because they just bullied my mom the entire time. Like, they always hated my mom. But anyway, and like, I was like looking at these pictures with my 2 aunts and my brother, and like my aunts were like, "Oh my God, oh, okay, now that your mom is dead," sorry. She's like, "Now that your mom is dead, I can finally tell you this." Like, she wanted to let me know something. She's like, "On her entire wedding day, we were on mescaline." And then if you look closely at my aunt's face in the picture, they're like, and she was like, "Oh, thank God, now we can tell you." Like, it was a big thing. She's
like it was this huge gossip that she thinks about every time she sees you.
I know, yeah. And she's like,
me and Ali would be a lot closer if she knew
that we were on mescaline the entirety of her mom's wedding day. And then like,
is it similar to ayahuasca?
I don't know. I think it's like a psychoactive thing. I don't think it's an upper or a downer. I think it's a hallucinogen.
Yeah.
Let's look it up.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's hallucinogen.
Last thing I googled was T-Pain wife.
I was googling can of smashed assholes.
Yeah, I know.
Because of our last podcast, I sent Ali a bunch of videos of Google search images of what I thought a can of smashed assholes would look like.
Yeah, she
They're all figs that are wet.
She sent me a picture of figs and she's like, "See? Like, I didn't believe you or something."
It was more for me. Just like it was more for that guy to be like, "It's spinach."
It's spinach. A can of smashed spinach holes.
Yeah.
Mescaline is considered a hallucinogen or psychedelic drug, and its effects include an altered state of consciousness, which is like so vague.
We already know that.
Oh, with altered thinking and changes in time and perception, which is often described as happy, positive, enjoyable, and illuminating.
Yeah.
Yeah, so apparently,
sounds like all of them.
Apparently, when they were getting ready, my 2 aunts were like in the dressing room and they were in their underwear throwing powder at each other. And then my meme had to come in and yell at them. They're like throwing baby powder at each other.
Wait, did your mom do it too?
No.
Do you think that's why she was pissed? Because they were like acting up the whole wedding?
Probably. Also, like, they love to do a thing where they would like be best friends and exclude my mom. Yeah. They would like gang up on my mom a lot. And then when my mom died, they started doing that to me. So, which is pretty sick.
Yeah. But you're strong, Ali.
That was so earnest.
It actually wasn't, but I made it sound that way.
You're so strong, Allie.
I mean, you are, though.
No.
Now
Only my
this.
dog arm.
We'll do this at dinner. We do this on the pod, and then we go to dinner, and we're like, "I just really admire and respect you."
Yeah. Like that one time we did a pod and then cried at each other in that restaurant.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a good week.
Sorry. I keep touching you.
I know.
I keep touching you on purpose, and then you keep taking your feet away.
Why are you saying sorry then?
No. Listen. Maybe if you fucking listened to me, we wouldn't have to spinach. But I keep touching you on purpose, and then you take your feet away, and then don't say anything about it.
But
and then
I make
keep
eye
touching
contact
you
about it.
And you keep being like, kicky footing me away.
You know what?
Because I want you to be like,
you're not like my mom at all, but my mom, my mom does do this thing. Like, it pisses me off so much. Like, we'll be at dinner together. Always
you're a live
restaurant.
mom brag. Dude, I feel like every Mother's Day people are posting pictures of their mom and I'm like, we get it, they're alive.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm sorry.
You're still having conversations and stuff.
Yeah.
We'll be at a
She's gonna watch you grow up and get married and have kids. I get
it. She's gonna say annoying things you get to complain about.
Yeah. She's gonna rub her feet all over you, and then you're gonna hate it because she's all alive.
Yeah. I should just like be like, I appreciate this.
No. You can hate things that your mom does.
I cannot stand this. We'll be at a Mexican restaurant, always a Mexican restaurant. That's the only place my dad wants to go. He'll beg. He'll be like, he'll make it sound like he wants to go wherever anybody wants to go.
Yeah.
And then we'll be like, let's get Thai. And he's like, I was thinking about cheese enchiladas with onions and fried jalapenos on the side. He always gets fried jalapenos. Anyway, we'll be at a Mexican restaurant. I'm sitting across from my mom, and she just like will touch my feet over and over. But it's like not that conscious. Like she's not doing it to bother me.
Oh, she's like kicky footing?
She's just kicking.
Oh,
but she's, oh, sorry. I'm just doing it really hard. She's
fucking
kicking me
hooves away
over and
from me.
over. She'll be like pushing me over and over with her foot, but she doesn't really know. And it's super distracting. I can't just sit there and be hit.
You're like, this is spinach. I mean, abuse.
Yeah. And then I'll be like, hey, Mom, can you stop kicking my feet?
Mm-hmm.
And then she feels attacked. And then I have to just let her bother me for an hour. An entire hour. I know.
That is classic your mom.
Yeah.
Being like, oh, I can't believe that you would get upset at me for this.
I can't believe that anyone would ever have a reaction to what I might do.
Yeah, I know. But I didn't mean it. Dude, that's my least favorite kind of person is when they do something that like hurts you in one way and then they're like, but I didn't mean it.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, but I'm still hurt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm letting you know so it doesn't happen again.
Yeah. And you're like, instead of like taking any personal responsibility.
And if she does it again and she sees that it bothers me, she'll like be like, you're sensitive and stuff. And I'm like,
you're sensitive.
I have things I don't like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
I don't like to be kicky-footed around. Anyway, you got a stupid story for us?
Yeah. Let me see. Man, I keep switching in my mind. I'll just do the fairy one.
Fairies?
Yeah. Not the
Not the
spinach.
gays? Oh.
Yeah.
Not the spinach.
Not the spinach type, but the spinach type. You
Yeah.
know?
Dude, calling gay people fairies, I know it's offensive, but it's so funny.
It's ridiculous.
My dad used to call gay people
So did my dad.
fruitcakes.
Oh. I'm sorry, I jumped the gun.
Yeah.
My dad probably did that too.
No, my dad's Irish. Fairies are good for him.
Mm-hmm.
Dude,
No, it's the ferry the boat.
oh, fairies.
Yeah, a ferry.
It's like the difference between Mary and Mary.
Yes.
I used to think it was Merry Christmas
You did?
because Mary's the mother of Jesus.
Oh, yeah, Mary. I don't really say those things differently.
Yeah, no, you don't.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you noticed that before?
Yeah.
You're journaling about it?
Yeah.
I like Brittany, but she doesn't separate the sounds for these types of words. Tortilla.
Spinach. Spinach tortilla, a green one. That's spinach.
Sometimes I'm like, this podcast doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't.
It's just,
It doesn't make any sense.
We're just sitting here being like,
We should
okay,
quit.
here's a word. And then you're like,
It's-
related word.
It's
word.
free association between two mentally ill individuals with no socks on.
I know. I think maybe it's really just unhinged. And
I
that's
feel
the
like
only
we're-
reason
I feel like
some
we're-
people listen.
Dude, I feel like we're both locked up in the same group home for adults. And we're so out here. We're so mentally ill that we have no idea what's going on. And we just think that we're doing a podcast. And we're just sitting and drooling and looking out the window next to each other.
And we're just
like
yelling
Rosemary
spinach
Kennedy.
over and over. And talking about rat kings. And we think we're doing something.
I know.
God, this is one of my biggest fears, though, is that
Somebody's
nothing's
feeding-
actually happening. And-
Somebody's feeding me tapioca pudding right now.
yeah, and that the things around me, people around me, are convincing me that I'm doing a podcast, but I'm not.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dude, if I was fucking born in
Oh.
like, if I was born in the 1910s, I absolutely would have been lobotomized.
me too.
Dude, both of us would be
They would
sitting.
think I already was, though.
No, because when you get lobotomized, you get all like, it slows
Docile.
down. Docile, yes.
My brother the other day was talking about fishing,
Yeah.
and he was like, Oh, I remember this one time, the water, it was like a perfect day. The water was all docile. He described the water like a drugged dog. It was so weird.
Like a horse.
Yeah.
Like an old horse.
Yeah. Anyway, okay, the ferry, the boat. This is when I lived in New Zealand, right?
Yeah.
And my best friends from high school came to visit me, Sierra and Lene. And
I love them.
Sierra's husband.
I love all of them.
Yeah, they're great. And I lived on the North Island, right?
Sure.
And we had plans to travel to the South Island to check it out for a while.
Is it just 2 islands?
Yeah.
Oh, the North Island is little, right?
And
then
it's
the
smaller.
South Island is big?
Yeah. The South Island is bigger.
I'm just testing your knowledge.
Yeah. They're probably like similar in length, maybe, but
What
the
am I
North Island
picturing?
is like...
Am I picturing Japan? Japan has a lot of islands.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Anyway, yes, the South Island is bigger. So we were like, oh, let's travel there as part of the trip.
Yeah.
And we'll like...
Because isn't that where all the mountains are?
There's mountains everywhere. It's all mountains.
I don't know anything about New Zealand. I'm just sitting
It feels
here.
that way right now. And then you could have
I'm
just been like, there are lots of mountains in New Zealand, right? But then you targeted one, and I'm like, she doesn't know.
I have no idea. I'm like, isn't it true that you can only swim from the north to
All
the
of
south
New
island?
Zealand is like a mountain range, it feels
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
because of where it is.
It's like Hawaii.
in the geology. That's why there's so many earthquakes.
Yeah. Like Hawaii.
Once a week, we
It's like Hawaii.
have an earthquake. Okay. Agree.
I hate myself. Go ahead. God, I fucking hate myself.
But yeah, there's lots of mountains. It's really pretty. Everywhere you turn, there's like something stunning. I miss that about it.
Now we just live in this city full of rats.
Yeah. I can't even think of things I appreciate here right now, even though I appreciate a lot. I went to Atlantic City and I hated it so much. And I came back and I was like, I love my life. It's good.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not in Atlantic City. I'm fine.
Dude, it's like going to Atlantic City was like going through a traumatic event.
Yeah.
God.
It was like a dream where you're trapped in a life you don't want to have.
Yeah. Dude, that's what like American Beauty is about.
We talked about that yesterday.
I know.
On the pod.
I know.
We gotta
okay,
release
fine.
these
I won't fucking bring it up again.
No. Keep going.
No, it's just like
I was just noticing we talked about it.
I know, but okay, like Office Space, American Beauty, and Fight Club, they all felt like they were in Atlantic City.
Yes, in a way, yeah.
Yeah.
In their own way, where everything's perfect. Atlantic City is not like that at all.
I know, but it felt like They were living in a suburban home, and they felt like they were in Atlantic City.
Yes, exactly.
Spinach is everything, but bad spinach is Atlantic City. We're free associating again.
Yeah. All right, so the ferry trip.
Yeah. Oh,
so we're gonna travel from the north to the South Island.
Uh-huh.
We're gonna stay the night. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
We got really drunk. It was great. Also with my ex, the good ex.
Yeah.
Ex.
I keep trying to not say their names.
Same. It's hard. So we get on the ferry and it's like a really nice day. We're taking all these pictures. It's like the sun's about to set soon. We have all these like beautiful pictures from before getting on the ferry.
Mm-hmm.
And we get on and we're all excited and we sit in the very front and like it's great. And we start going and
you are beaming right now. It's so sweet.
It felt like it was going to be a really fun, nice day. And then as soon as we got, 15 minutes in to the trip.
Was it choppy waters?
It was crazy, but we didn't know yet how bad it was. We went over one big wave and everyone's like, ooh! Like the whole boat turned and looked together and we're like, roller coaster! Everyone like loved it and was having fun. There were a few of those where everyone's like, whoa!
They're like, are you feeling this? Are you all feeling this?
Yeah. Also,
all these spinaches in the water.
The part I didn't mention was right when we got on the boat, we sat down and there were sick bags everywhere.
Uh-oh. Oh, yeah.
Which we didn't think much of until it started to get really bad.
Yeah.
Like up and down nonstop. Wait. And then a kid started vomiting. Ugh. And that's where it all tipped over. Like everything tipped over. It became this horror film about being on a scary boat and everybody was sick around you.
Wait,
for 2 hours.
Wait,
for like
the kid threw up and then everybody else started throwing up?
He was the first to throw up and it sounded like he was possessed. It sounded like so I wish I could replicate it.
He was like, boom, boom,
doom, ba, ba, ding, dum, ba, dee, ba, doo, ba, da, boo.
Okay,
Corn.
Brittany, he doesn't say ding.
I know.
He doesn't fucking
Just
say
mixing
ding.
it up.
Jonathan Davis does not say ding.
He says every other possible like fake word, but not.
He's like,
I don't say ding. On Shane's episode when he was like, ba, 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 da, da, da,
Yeah.
da.
And then
It's
you're
corn.
it's corn.
Anyway, this kid throws up. He sounds possessed. And then we all start getting worried.
Yeah.
And then all my friends start being like, I don't feel very good.
And he comes up from puking in his bag and he has 666 written on his forehead.
His eyes are bleeding.
Yeah.
His eyes are vomiting as well.
His eyes are vomiting. You mean crying? He's just crying and you're like, his eyes were vomiting. The guy who doesn't know any other bodily functions except for, he's like, dude, my dick puked.
Sorry. God, there's too much going on.
Started rubbing my cock and it
I
puked
feel
all
like
over
I'm
the
gonna
place.
scream again.
I'm sorry.
No,
I'm being so annoying because I had coffee
I'm
earlier.
having fun. I'm just like really sweaty, and then I coughed, and I was like, "There's too much happening.
Yeah. Your body's puking.
We gotta end this." So, yeah, this kid vomits. All my friends start to feel sick. Everyone around us is kind of freaking out. The waves are getting worse and worse, and you can see out the window there's another boat, or that you can like.
Watch from a distance.
You can see how bad the waves really are
Yeah.
and how much that boat, it's like going crazy
Yeah.
up and down.
Have you ever been on the ferry that goes across the East River?
No.
That's choppy waters.
Mm.
The
Oh, wait,
East
is that the
River.
one that goes to Rockaway?
No, that goes down the East River and then
yeah.
around.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
talking about the one that goes from like Wall Street to Dumbo.
Okay.
And like I used to take that when I worked at Newsweek because it was on Wall Street,
Mhm.
and then I would go across the water to Dumbo where I worked in the restaurant.
Yeah.
And it would be like fa-boom, fa-boom, fa-boom. But then it was only like literally 7 minutes.
Yeah,
It was like
yeah.
very quick.
This is like deep water waves though, too, because nice. She's got her foot in the air. Check out our feet.
We have feet.
Subscribe.
I'm gonna name this episode like
With feet.
Feet
Instead of guests.
Feet episode Soul's hot sexy lady feet. And then we'll just get so many hits on it.
Yeah. Let's do it. Why not?
Yeah.
Anyway, it's like deep water because you're between these two islands and they're far apart, right? And it was so bad. And then my whole group, we all got so sick and it was like impossible to stand. We had to get away from the front of the boat because it was moving way more. So we're trying to get in the center so that we could all calm down.
Yeah.
Everybody on the boat was trying to go to the center.
Mm.
It was like
March of the Penguins when they're all in a group.
Yeah. It was like a
I've seen
Titanic
movies.
feeling situation. Obviously, I would never compare it to that. But everybody was like...
Out of respect for the victims of the Titanic.
Yeah, I guess. Everybody was like, everyone for themselves. We all separated. We
Yeah.
all had our boyfriends with us. And we're like, I gotta go. Like, we're all falling over and vomiting. I didn't vomit.
Everybody was like...
But everyone's falling over and vomiting, and then you're kind of like, they're gone. Like in a war, if they vomit, like they got shot, and you have to leave them
it's
behind.
like a zombie movie.
Yeah, it felt like a zombie movie. Yeah, like everybody was. It was like miserable.
I'm picturing everybody being like, whoa, and then slipping on their puke, and then everybody's rolling around in the puke. Like, it's just chaos.
we would get separated, and then everyone's trying to find their way to the center of the boat.
Yeah.
And then you'd be like miserable walking past people, trying not to fall, trying not to throw up. And then you'd see like, oh, hey, Lene. She's like laying on the ground.
Yeah, she's like, leave me, save yourself.
And me and my boyfriend, we stuck together for a while, and then we got to the bottom of the boat. And he couldn't walk. He was real sick. And I was trying to hold on to him so he didn't fall over. And then he just started puking. And you know how I am with puke. I can't handle it.
I know.
He had a bag and he puked into the bag, but then the bag started overflowing. And then I could no longer hold on to him to keep him from falling because I couldn't deal with the smell. And I just had to leave.
You threw him overboard.
I can't believe we didn't break up after that.
I know. Dude, imagine if he got super mad and then you'd write on Reddit, you'd be like, am I the asshole for leaving my pukey boyfriend on the boat?
It was so bad. We were
God.
seasick for hours.
Like after or just during the boat
After
trip?
we kind of felt pretty bad for a while.
Yeah, after you puke, you don't feel great for a while.
But the boat ride was crazy. Like it felt like they should have canceled it. It was so bad.
Yeah. But
And
maybe it's
then-
like that every time.
I had been on
the
it
way-
a bunch and
Well,
it
on the
wasn't
way
like
back,
that.
was it that bad?
No, I'd done this trip like a bunch of times.
Oh, okay.
And it was never like that. It was always nice or
Yeah.
just like a little wavy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it was over and we were all just waiting for our bags. Like
Everybody's standing there like,
everyone's standing there like they couldn't believe that happened.
yeah, I know.
Like we were all in some weird dream together.
I know.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's such a funny visual of everybody rushing to the middle of the boat and like
Oh,
puking and
God.
slipping on their puke.
And just giving up their friendships and
I know,
their
yeah.
relationships and being
Yeah.
like, I need to survive. Were you going to read?
I'll read it.
Okay.
Which one are we doing? Are we doing the driving one or the poop one?
Let's do the shorter one. I think the poop one's shorter.
They're both kind of the same length.
Let's do the driving one then.
Hold on. Okay. So we're reading a post from an internet spinach. Dude, I love that every time I say spinach unexpectedly, you fucking crack up. You're like one of those dumb babies that's laughing at ripped paper.
I will always love this.
And okay. All right. All right. So, would I be the asshole if I stopped giving my son driving lessons? Do you have a opinion?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Also, I read this, but I can't remember what happens.
Good. Okay. My son is a learner driver and currently in driving school, and I have been giving him extra driving practice, which is something he wanted.
It's not weird. It's something he wanted. Like they had to explain why they're giving
Also,
extra
he said
practice.
driving like 5 times in one sentence. Earlier on, he was sometimes too hesitant and lacked confidence when merging on the freeway
Yeah,
and
been
changing
there.
lanes, which can be dangerous if you go too slow or check the mirrors so much that you stop looking ahead. So many run-on sentences here.
Yeah.
I pointed this out, and he is getting better at it. Period. Thanks. However, at times he still hesitates, and when he does, I would tell him he is driving like a woman.
Ah, you pussy.
Yeah, I know.
It's like the thing you do.
Yeah,
to
where I
get
call a
people
guy
to-
a pussy just so he'll love me
Yeah.
or whatever.
Just so that he'll follow through with the plans that he makes with you.
Yeah, I know. You don't want to finger me? Pussy. He had no
You don't want to go to my mom's birthday? You fucking pussy.
Mom.
You're going. Sorry. My mom's alive. Sorry. Like that one time we did that show and I went up and I like asked some audience
yeah.
member because I had a joke about my mom and I said I like asked crowd worked kind of with this one lady. And she was like, my mom's dead. And then to like get out of it.
And then you kept making fun of her.
I kept making fun of her because my mom's alive and her mom is dead. And she liked it though.
I went up
Don't
later
worry.
on that show and I was hoping to go right after you. So I would be like, sorry, Brittany did that. She just hangs out with me all the time and makes fun of me for having a dead mom. So she just thinks that she can do that to everyone.
Everyone likes this.
Yeah.
No, she was into it though.
Yeah. She was
Otherwise, I wouldn't
laughing.
have kept going.
Imagine if she was like,
Yeah. Yeah.
imagine if she started crying and left. He had no issue with this at all and would correct himself when I said that. See, it does work calling people a woman or pussy or whatever. I did not mean it in a bad way. My daughter is a great driver. Picked up driving naturally.
Girl dad. Girl dad.
Girl dad.
Those guys that wear those shirts.
Oh my God. Or boy
and
mom.
walk around with their daughter.
Boy
Yeah.
mom. You mean a dad? Girl dad. You mean a mom?
No, they'll wear a shirt that says #girl dad.
I know. There's like this TikTok of a girl being like, I'm like if an uncle was a lady. And I'm like, an aunt? Okay, my daughter is a great driver, picked up driving naturally, and passed her test the first time. He got upset at me all of a
I'm
sudden.
not sexist because I can be objective about how good my daughter is.
Yeah, I know.
I feel like that's what they're.
Yeah. He got upset at me all of a sudden and started asking me to stop saying that. I have no issue stopping with that remark and replacing it with something else. But I don't appreciate being lectured as if I am sexist when I was just trying to help him and use the phrase more like an idiom. My wife agrees with me and thinks that he was being petty, but my daughter agrees with my son. My son and I used to talk like this all the time when he was younger, but lately he and my daughter have become closer and she is influencing his views.
You mean he's like learning?
Yeah, he's like, oh,
socially?
Women are people too.
Yeah.
It's like when like teenage boys call everything gay. Like I thought that teenage boys called everything gay when I was younger.
Yeah.
And then I met teenage boys like way after I was a teenager, and I'm like, oh, they still think everything's gay.
Yeah.
You know what it's just like a part of being a teenager.
Yeah,
You know? I was like, oh, these kids must definitely like not like feel this way because all the Gen Z is like super progressive. Nope.
Yeah.
Everything's still gay.
Yeah.
I think maybe it was wrong to say that, but not asshole level, since I did not mean it literally, and I am more bothered about how he lectured me and treated me as if I am a massive sexist than if he had just asked me to stop. I have been happily married for many years. I am no sexist.
See, he's like, I have a daughter. I have a wife.
Yeah.
How can you think I would have these views and ideas?
Yeah, he's like, how could I be a sexist? I fuck my wife.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like being like, I'm not a racist. My president's black.
Yeah.
I was
And
considering.
I watch him on TV.
I was considering stopping the extra practice drives and just letting him use his paid instructor. That's edit. Okay, I get it. I will stop using the term. That was not the issue anyway.
Yes, it was.
No,
based on your post.
I would have had no problem.
He's like dismissing it for the Reddit user. He just won't. He won't acknowledge that it's something that he said that hurt somebody.
Also, yeah, this is like classic, like deflection.
Yeah.
Where it's like, you said something that hurt me, and then the other person is like, okay, well, if you had just asked politely.
Yeah.
It's such defensiveness, being like, oh, like, since he's acting like I'm a sexist.
Yeah.
And so now I won't listen to anything you say.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I would have had no problem if he had just asked me to do so without accusing me. I was using it more like a quick idiot.
Idiom again.
It's idiot here. I think he means idiom.
Yeah.
Also, I love how you're not looking at this post and correcting me.
I remember reading that part.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
So he could realize for himself and correct himself without me telling him what to do. But I do get how it can be considered insensitive. However, definitely do not believe women are bad drivers or anything like that.
Nothing like that. I'll say the words.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just like also when someone makes fun of you and they think they're just joking and they think they're just like doing a lighthearted roast thing.
Mm-hmm.
And probably most of the time it's fine. I love being roasted.
Yeah.
But if there is something that bothers me and I'm like needing to tell someone,
yeah,
like that, maybe if that bothered me, I'd be like, hey, I know it's all fun and it's fine, but I don't like this part.
Yeah.
I don't like when you touch me under the table with your feet, Mom.
And then she's like, well, if you just ask nicely, but now I'm going to keep kicking you.
She thinks that me touching her under the table with my feet is like me touching her under the table with my feet. And that's not the point. The point is that she told me that I did it.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy's such an asshole.
Yeah.
It's also
like imagine trying to talk to this dad about anything.
No, yeah, totally. And also it's like, I think people do this a lot, especially people of the older generation who will do like racist shit.
Yeah.
And then they'll be like, yeah, I did the racist thing.
Yeah.
Or I said the racist thing, but I'm not a racist.
Yeah.
Don't call me a racist.
And at some point, they're like, what's the problem? It was faster to say it like that.
Yeah.
Because that's the way I think of it.
Yeah, I know.
Like, they use it as an excuse. Like, it's easier. It's like short term.
Yeah.
Shorthand, I mean.
Yeah.
But that just means that that's the first way they think of it.
Yeah. And he's like, and my daughter and son have been getting closer, and now her woman views are influencing him.
My daughter and son, who used to be young, really susceptible to my influence, have now gotten older and become less susceptible. And now they have their own ideas that I have to think about and change my life around.
I can't believe they're thinking freely now and making their own decisions instead of just listening to my dumb mouth.
I can't believe they're like right on the path of a normal developmental trajectory.
Trajectory.
That's so weird.
Trajectory. It's... Never mind. Never mind.
Trajectory?
Yeah, but I was going to make a joke about the Mary Mary thing.
Oh.
But I couldn't make it work.
That would be hard.
Yeah. I was like doing the math in my head, but with numbers, letters, spinach, tortilla.
And then like if we're in this old person home right now and they hear us saying spinach, they're like, they're having a good time.
Yeah. We're just like, you're crying. You're crying. And I'm like, spinach, and we're drooling and looking out a window.
Well, so what's going to be like when we live together when I'm 65.
Yep. And I'm 60 and very close to death.
Yeah, because we already act like this. So by that time, we will just be drooling.
Yeah, I know. It's only decline from here on out, dude. Yeah. It doesn't get any better. We don't get any sharper.
I'm so close to done.
You're so close to done? Like your cookies in the oven? Ding. Jonathan Davis.
This episode's weird.
This episode is so weird.
It's better than that one where we were too tired to come up with any thoughts, though.
You mean yesterday?
No, like 3 weeks ago. It was really hard.
Oh, when we were both hungover.
Can't wait to watch that one and decide whether or not to throw it out.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be fun and silly.
It'll probably be fun.
Okay, no more inside baseball. Let's have one more story and then end the pod.
Oh, okay. Wait, what were we talking about? I'm trying to think of related
Being a bad driver.
Bad driver. Oh, man.
Did your mom ever... Oh, no, go ahead.
My dad taught me mostly. Mm-hmm. And I would hesitate a lot when I'd be like merging. It's scary.
It is scary.
There's semi-trucks everywhere.
I know.
In the right lane.
Yeah.
One time I remember we were driving. It was on just like the road to our place. Not a ton of cars on the road.
Yeah.
And he told me to turn. And the turn was like right there, and I didn't slow down, so I was going like 40, and I just like tried to turn.
You just whipped it, dude.
He freaked out so much.
Oh my god!
I mean, that was really dangerous.
Yeah,
but I just started, and he told me to turn immediately as I was going 40.
Yeah.
And I did it because he's my dad, and he gets mad when you don't do stuff.
Yeah.
No, we don't fish in that
bay,
Brittany.
We go fishing and crabbing in the other bay, not crabbing in that bay.
Understood?
God damn it, Brittany. You're my least favorite.
So I just remember doing stuff like that and him kind of like freaking out.
Yeah.
He tells that story to this day.
Yeah.
Just the time I turned going 40.
Yeah, and then he's like, Brittany, she's a woman driver, if you know what I mean.
He's always talking about defensive driving.
Dude, my dad loves talking about defensive driving.
Yeah.
He's like, offensive driving is dangerous. You gotta be defensive. And I'm like, I don't get what it means.
Well, it's like you're always prepared for somebody else to be an idiot, I guess. Mm-hmm.
What's offensive driving?
I think that's just like taking the reins. You're just like going for it.
I thought that defensive driving was just going for it.
I think it depends on what's happening. Like, I think it's being like really vigilant defensive driving.
Oh, just paying attention?
Yeah.
That's why I'm a bad driver.
And just being like, that guy's an idiot. This is how my dad drives.
Gotcha.
He's just like, you worthless clowns.
The name of the pod.
I bet that driver works for Allstate Insurance.
Yeah. You know in a movie when they say the title of the movie and you're like, oh,
yeah.
That's what all of our audience just
and
did.
Then they're like, no, is this the end of the movie?
Yeah, I know, like the end of the movie.
And we're done.
The end of the movie. They're just like, at the end of the Harry Potter, they're like, Harry Potter. And then just credits.
Now I gotta go home and talk to my family.
Yeah. Now I gotta go home and talk. And then the end of the Barbie movie is like, Barbie. And that's how you know it's over.